Thank you guys for clicking on the video. I am Sully, and today, fellas, we have a hockey story coming from HuliosHut. He's a YouTuber. I will leave his link in the description. And his hockey story, I really think you guys are going to enjoy it. But before we get to that, let me just say thank you to Back Grenade for the new logo for the channel. I hope you guys see it. If you can't see it that well, go to my Twitter. The link will be in the description, and you can check it out. A great job. I love it. It looks like an actual hockey beer per se. I mean, it looks classy. Great job. I hope you guys enjoy it. Now let's get into this hockey story. HuliosHut. It all started back in Toronto when I loved being the goalie. We all took turns being goalie, but once everyone had their turn, I asked my coach if I could be the goalie for the remainder of the season. Fortunately, he said yes. I then began to practice and practice until I made the rep team for my age. We had 3 divisions or levels. We had single A, double A, triple A. I was able to make the double A team and stayed as goalie for 3 years. I decided then to try something new, hang up my goalie skates and play as a player. I knew I wasn't good enough to make the rep again. So I'm currently in house league. Now, if you didn't already know, my father works for the Toronto Maple Leafs as the head equipment manager. And as you probably already knew, there was a lockout for half of the season. My dad then volunteered to be a coach on my team, showing my whole team practices and skills that the Leafs work on. I became so passionate about being a player that I ended up being the top scorer for my team and in the top 10 for points in the league. Not too bad for a rookie, eh? Anyways, my dad was so proud of me when I scored my first goal, and there he says, "Thanks, HuliosHut," or HUT. I believe that's for Hockey Ultimate Team. And I loved his story. There's so many great things about Julius' story that I took away, but let me give you some of the highlights that really stood out to me when I read it. First, he was successful as a goaltender, and he sort of wanted to make the change to be a player. And it's interesting because it sounds initially that he had to take a step down to be a player, and he had to work hard, he had to listen to the coaches, and it sounds like he inferred through the hockey story that there may have been some failure along the way. I'm sure it wasn't just an instant transition, and it speaks to sort of about what we have been going through on this channel the past few days. Is life kicking you down with that video talking about how failure is not always a bad thing, and he shows it, man. He practiced, listened to his coaches, and Julius, top 10 in the league in points, leading scorer for a rookie. I mean, that takes dedication, hard work, and even with his dad to be hockey manager of the Maple Leafs, that's quite an achievement. And for him to sort of take some time and teach the kids, I mean, it's an incredible story day to day how it unfolded. And I'm sure, for me to see his dad, that's quite an accomplishment to be at the NHL level. I'm trying to break into some form of hockey, not entertainment, but broadcasting right now, and I'm trying to get my foot in the door, whether it's through a minor league team or whatever I can get. And to see him sort of take a step back and start humble, for Julius to start brand new with something as being a player, and then scoring a bunch of goals and listening to people above him tell him what to do. So many good lessons in this story. I hope you guys go back and listen to it. Thank you, Julius, for submitting the story, writing it all out, and quite an accomplishment. And please write me and let me know how you're doing recently with your hockey career. And so that's his hockey story. And for those of you who are new to the channel or just clicked on this video and have no idea what's going on, let me just say that this is a series I do that's exclusively to my channel. And what it is we're all hockey fans pretty much here, majority. And not every hockey fan has the same story. And so I want to know what your story is. Now, I only ask that you're subscribed to my channel because this series is for my subscribers to get to know each other, for me to get to know my subscribers. And so you write out your hockey story. You don't have to be a player. If it was watching a team on TV, whatever it is that led you to be a fan of the great northern sport, then let me know. Write it out. And the only thing I ask two things. One, that you're a subscriber of mine. And two, please write it out with some thought, because I read off the PM. And so whatever you write me is what I read. And so if it sounds like I can't read and I can't talk, that's probably due to the lack of grammatical sufficiency in your writing. So please take some time. If you're a young buck coming up in the world, have your parents look over it so it flows well, so that way I don't look like an imbecile on my own channel trying to read your hockey story. And I want to do your story the credit it deserves. So please send your PMs. I'm currently clogged up a little bit. I've been backlogged on some hockey stories, but hey, that shouldn't stop you. Send in your hockey story and it can be featured on this channel. Hope you guys have a great day. I'm Sully. Take care. Bye.